What's going on, guys? CJ here, back with yet another Savage coaching video. That's right, it's my opportunity to give you guys some tips and tricks on making gains or whatever progress that you're looking to make regarding your fitness journey. But hey, let's be honest with one another. Most of you guys, y'all trying to put on muscle. Am I right? And in today's video, I'm gonna be addressing a question that I've been getting ever since I started in this industry, and that is, what supplement do I recommend you take? I'm gonna be answering that in today's video. Let's get to it. What's going on, Primeval Savages? CJ here, back with, yes, another Savage coaching video. First things first, if you're new here to the Primeval Labs YouTube channel, we want to welcome you and encourage you guys to stick around. And you can do that by hitting the red subscribe button and the little bell notification right next to it. That way you get notified every time we post a new video, which is like 2 or 3 times a week, give or take. And this video today is a part of a series that I put together called Savage Coaching. Basically, it gives me the opportunity to give you guys some tips and tricks on making progress along your fitness journey. And as you probably imagine by now, yes, I give it in my not so PC, not very filtered own Savage way. All right, in today's video, we're gonna be answering a question that I've been getting ever since I started in the fitness industry, not just the supplement industry, but that is, what supplement do I recommend you take? Before we answer that question, there's a couple of things that we do have to get out of the way first. And the first one is one that most of you guys have heard me talk about before. That's addressing the fact that Primeval Labs is a supplement company. You guys are here on our YouTube channel, and I work for them. So before anybody gets butthurt and says that we're biased and we're just trying to promote our own products and all they care about is selling their stuff, yes, of course I'm going to be promoting a Primeval Labs supplement on this video. You're going to see a supplement that I personally take almost every single day, and I highly recommend from the company that I work for. With that said, though, the fact is that this ingredient that I'm going to discuss is sold across the entire industry on hundreds of different companies, so you can buy it elsewhere if you want to. We're not going to be butthurt if you go somewhere else or want to get it maybe cheaper somewhere, or you like somebody else's flavor or formula. We get it. But yes, we are going to promote our product today because I think it's fucking good. And by the way, I have a link down below where you can click it and buy it. So if you want to do that. All right, so now that we got that shit out of the way, the next thing is addressing the question itself. You see, the problem with the question is it's very open-ended and really needs a lot more context. Let me give you an example. In a real-world scenario, somebody comes up to me and they say, CJ, what supplement should I take? I'm gonna counter with, well, what are you trying to do? What is your current workout? What does your diet look like? Are you taking any supplements currently? Do you have a budget? There's just so many questions that we could ask that really are going to help us give a more specific answer. But today in this video, now getting to the question itself, I'm gonna assume that there's no extra context. So given the question, what supplement should you take with no extra information, I'm gonna say creatine. That's right, good old-fashioned creatine. Been around since the dawn of the supplement era. Or at least it seems that way. I don't know if it's been around that long, but it seems like it's an OG in this industry for sure. But yes, creatine would be the one supplement that I would feel confident recommending to just about anybody on all types of different fitness journeys. And that's because it has a wide range of effective usage. What I mean by that is it seems to affect overall athletic performance, and that's not necessarily specific to one individual thing. There have been studies that show performance in muscle strength, fatigability, like endurance, and even muscle hypertrophy, aka them gains. So creatine really all around is an amazing supplement, and the second reason why I would be very confident to recommend this to just about anybody is its validity. When it comes to supplements, not all ingredients really have a ton of scientific literature to back them up, as some of them are brand new on the scene, and so we just have limited research. And then some of them just fell short when it came to a lot of the rigorous studies. But creatine has been around for a very long time and has hundreds and hundreds of studies that the mass majority of them will suggest that it is a positive ergogenic aid, meaning it does increase performance in several different departments. With that much scientific just evaluation and that many different studies out there, that most of which are pointing to thumbs up, I really feel confident in suggesting this supplement. Okay, so what exactly is creatine? For those of you guys that may are not familiar with creatine, like what exactly is it and why is it so beneficial to so many different things? Oh, it's not magic, it's not steroids. I know it sounds too good to be true, but bear with me, it's kind of a straightforward application here. Even though it benefits all of these things, you've got to kind of trek back to the very beginning of a muscle contraction. See, for a muscle to contract, we need a specific type of energy. I want to say that Robert refers to it as the cellular currency of a muscle contraction. This specific kind of energy is called ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. Long story short, it's an adenosine molecule with 3 phosphate groups, and we need that to lend itself so that these muscle fibers can connect and undergo something called the sliding filament theory, aka the shortening and lengthening of a muscle. Okay, so where does creatine come in? I know you're a little confused, but here's the deal. For our muscles to contract, and as we're undergoing work, we're basically using this currency, okay? So we're having to spend some of this energy as we continue our exercise. And so basically our body's constantly undergoing a resynthesis process. It's always trying to resynthesize or re-up that ATP store so that we can keep doing work. That's why eventually during an exercise, like as you're doing bench press as an example, you start to fatigue as the intensity grows, and eventually you couldn't contract your muscle even if you wanted to. There's kind of an internal fatigue that's going on. You're limited the amount of energy that you have to move said amount of weight, said amount of distance. And there's several energy systems that play into this. I mean, we oxidize things like fats and proteins that eventually become ATPs through the Krebs cycle. We also, of course, use carbohydrates in the form of just blood glucose or even glycogen stores, which is stored carbohydrates in the muscle and the liver. But before we even get to those, before we get to the glycogen, before we get to the fats and proteins, the first call to action is the phosphagen system. So basically we start by using all the ATP stores that we naturally have in our muscles at any given time. And as they start to lend their phosphate groups to do this work, something called creatine phosphate comes in to lend itself to resynthesize these ATPs. Now here's the deal. We have limited amount of ATP at any given time, and we have a limited amount of creatine phosphate at any given time. Yes, you guessed it, we naturally produce creatine phosphate. So even those that are not meat eaters or those that don't ever supplement with this stuff, you are still synthesizing creatine. So you still have it in your muscle tissue, just a small amount. Really, it's only good for a good maybe 15 seconds or so of work. Here's what the good news is. Scientific studies over and over again show that supplementing 5 grams to as much as 10 grams per day of creatine will oversaturate the cell to above and beyond what you naturally are going to get from your diet, which means that you're going to get an extra few reps out of your exercise. And that's what leads to things like greater strength, greater hypertrophy, reducing fatigability. Basically, we're providing a more saturated cell, so it's kind of like the tank in your car has even more fuel than it naturally can hold, and so that's allowing us to just go a little bit further. And that, of course, is correlated to just overall better progress in the gym in a lot of different arenas. All right, so let's get to the nitty-gritty. I know you think I'm going to recommend a Primeval Labs supplement, and I am. So the deal is you can get creatine just about anywhere, guys, and we're not going to be mad at you if you get it some other place, but I'm going to talk about the creatine that we have here at Primeval because I personally like it for a few reasons. Prim ATP is Primeval Labs creatine or everyday dosing product. Now it's a little bit more than creatine, and I'm going to get to that, and I like that, but this is basically a flavored powder that you can take each day, and it's giving you the 5-gram dose of creatine that is recommended in most of the scientific literature. So keep this in mind. You're going to need to take this every single day, or whatever creatine product you're taking. It's a daily user, not just before your workout or after your workout, even though you could use it before or after your workout. But anyway, you just need to take it every day, even in your off days. And most of the evidence supports just taking 5 grams per day, and eventually you're going to have a saturated cell and just keep that maintenance dose going. But you could undergo like a loading phase, which is like, you know, let's say you took 10 to 20 grams per day for an extended period, maybe a week or so, then you taper back to the 5 grams. There's nothing wrong with that, but personally, I don't think it's necessary. I say start on the 5-gram dose and just be consistent. Okay, so back to Prim ATP. So you're getting the 5-gram dose of creatine, and we're using Creatine Anhydrous, which basically means it's the straightforward form of creatine, no frills, no extra molecules. It's not like hydrochloride or monohydrate. It's just straight up creatine. So you can rest assured that you're gonna get your daily dose with each scoop. Now, in addition to the 5-gram dose of creatine anhydrous, you're also going to be getting a slew of the electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and you're even getting calcium in here. That's just really good because honestly, if you are taking it around your workout, or really just any time of the day, it's going to help with hydration. Hydration is an incredibly key component whenever you're saturating a muscle cell. Keep in mind that water and creatine, water and ATP, water and glycogen, all these things are best friends because they need one another to fill that muscle cell. Now, aside from the electrolytes and the creatine, there is one more thing in here that I think is really cool and it's very appropriate for this product, and that's ATP. ATP is a type of apple extract, but basically there have been some studies that suggest that whenever taking ATP in a 150 milligram dose, which you're getting here, natural ATP storages have been increased. Not only are you getting more creatine phosphate, but you're also getting more ATP in general. Basically, you're filling up that phosphagen system as much as you possibly can. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I've only tried the Island Fruit Punch, but it's delicious. I would say that it's chuggable. It's very refreshing. If you are interested in Prim ATP, I'm gonna have a link down below. You can buy that at the Primeval Labs website. Again, just go get whatever product you want to get. That's fine. We're just not going to push other people's shit on our channel. I mean, we want to sell our stuff because we like it and we think it's a good formula. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for stopping by. If you like what you're hearing on this channel, do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button. Also, likes, comments, interactions, anything like that is welcomed. Until next time, my friends, I'm out of here.
Now we're gonna go and I'm gonna go finish my Modelo and tequila shots and I'm gonna probably get a couple more fucking tacos.